Welcome to Secure Management Faculties, where your mind is key before you unlock what is seen. Secure Agent Dreyfuse. Alright, welcome to the new playlist. Very much happy about this playlist that's going on right now. And I've already done out some test phases of what this is going to look like. And so I'm going to jump straight into the purpose of this and just the introduction of what this game is going to be, or this platform they're going to be using. I'm going to be using a game I've more than adamantly played growing up. I believe this game was released in 05. Can't remember the exact day, but Resident Evil 4. Definitely a lot of conflict and confrontation. Probably not the best to use as far as self-defense, because in terms of self-defense and going through the polarities of, you know, your personal space being invaded for specific reasons, when technically everything in this game is trying to use deadly force, is not really a good feasible example. But the fact is, we're going to jump into that, and then we're going to really get into using some of them verbal commands and things like that, even though the situation is already dire. So if you're looking at the screen, you see I'm already at the save point. The game is already technically as merciful as it could be. I played this game a lot in the past, and it definitely, well, the game hints Resident Evil 4, right? Definitely brings in some very tiresome, stressful situations in context. But we are actually in an age now where VR is at a good starting point. I've had the Samsung Gear first when it was first released, and it was great. It was like, oh yeah, we're finally doing it, but it was basically like you're inside of a 3D wallpaper, if you will. Not saying it's not too much different, but the fact that we have the immersive hands and things of this nature rather than just a pointer changes the ball game, and you can encapsulate yourself in the actual environment and interact with things, right? So without getting too extra with it, I believe that this is still open, but like you have defensive weapons, melee weapons that you can use and swing and things like that. No need to extra explain it all, because of the fact that there are people that are expert level using this type of platform or game or whatever and whatnot. So if I'm not mistaken, let's see if I remember, because I saved, but I actually got further along, so I kind of don't remember. I believe the guy already grabbed me, their main chief or something like that. So like you can see, the door is interactive or whatever, whatnot. I'm gonna just skip over that for now. I thought he grabbed me already, but apparently he didn't. And the agent that you're using from the, I believe, federal level is Leon Scott S. Kennedy from the original Raccoon City pandemic incident. If you follow the storyline, so I'm just sliding in so we can get to the point, right? There's the guy who grabbed me. All right, so I shouldn't even be dealing with that. All right, so before we even start, I just want to scan the area to make sure I don't have no enemies around. But that's what I mean by immersive, right? I'm peeking over the corners. I'm actually in the place that I've played this game multiple times, like in this place. Like the only thing that's not replicatable is the actual smells and atmosphere. But obviously, we're headed towards that path. I can see that happening. We're at a good standing point. But all right, so I think we're pretty much clear from what I last remember. I'm going to be initiating the verbal commands as verbatim, if you will, and then I'm going to be engaging the targets, and then I'm going to be using my active duty to retreat. Expect it not to be exactly as in, let's say, full textbook in context, because I am going to be in a stressful environment, and also I'm going to make sure I utilize actively using duty to retreat and responsibly making those notes as much as I can while my life is on the line. And take in mind that this will be an extreme example, so let's just hop into it. So make sure, and let me see if I got all my weapons here. Alright. That's what I mean by immersive. You know, take the mag out, load it up, put the slide back, you're ready to go. All right, so let's get into the engagement. All right, so we already got a person outside. This is looking like an ambush. Real life perspective, you would want to stay in the house, right? You would not want to go out there and engage those persons unless it's defensively, right? Let's say you got somebody inside and you got pushed outside, but you want to stay, obviously, capsulized in your space. But for the sake of the game, I'm going to have to step out here. All right, so let's begin. I already got my firearm. Basically, get off my property, get off my property, get off my property. Let's say this was my property. They're not listening. All right, let's go spark that AI real quick for that environment, boss. The conflict zone. Sir, stay back. Sir, stay back. Sir, stay back. He's not listening. He's not listening. Take him out. I got to move and shoot. I shot him down. Duty to retreat. I'm not going to keep on pushing him. I'm going to go in the house, try to lock the door. Reload that mag if I can. Move, 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 move. Behind cover, they breaching in my personal space. The pressure's on. The pressure's on. Oh, I've been hit. So now you can see the situation's even more dire. They already taking me into high. Uh-oh. So this is the confusion out of a real situation. Stuck up. So I'm out of ammunition. Moving up. Loading up. All right, this is past situation. Stay back, stay back, stay back. There's no point. I'm already in a dire situation. I'm injured. Making sure I'm taking the threat. There's more waiting on me at this point. All right, I believe I survived that. All right. That may not be textbook, but I'm finishing off the threat. I'm not going to wait. I know they all here to kill me. There's no more negotiation. I'm going to finish off the threat. As you can see, he's abnormal. All right, making sure that threat is clear. I know that he's clear once we get to this point. Obviously, I don't want to loop the guy in the real context of things. Right, let's just reload that mag just to keep it fresh. All right, I see that target is down. Real life, you want to respond, go back in the house. Obviously, call 911 to get the proper people out with the jurisdiction. Tend to your wounds and then be on your way. Like I said, not exactly textbook. You see me get damaged. You see me move. You see me actively participating, throwing the verbal commands out there, and even tried to actively duty retreat, respond, and then move behind cover, and then still got overran, and the group itself showed its intentions to how it was not going to make me my best and safest. Obviously, that's mostly extreme. I wanted to pick this this platform, this game, to use it because it was one of my favorites. Like I said, growing up, definitely a daily standard next to like Metal Gear. Matter of fact, all the Metal Gear series and things of this nature. Obviously, Call of Duty, Battlefield, and stuff like that. But this game actually has the context because, or it has more context because you're alone and you're being engaged by a obviously social choice to do so. So with that said, this will be that introduction. The next part that I'm going to phase into, I'm just doing this extra. I'm gonna go down there and take care of that the other target, that other aggressor down there, because it's actually the mission of the game. The self-defense portion is now ended, so now I'm just going to do this as extra for the content. As going for the actual mission and things like that, I'm gonna make sure I announce it when I upload something else in regards to me doing it. But like I said, the self-defense portion is over. This is just me inaccurate with the game, and let's go down there and take down that target. So obviously he's there waiting for the ambush. I'm just gonna be nice about it and not start to engage from the beginning. I'm gonna activate him. All right, so he should be coming after me. I'm gonna take the neutralizing approach. Let's take him down. reload. She got a weapon. Put the weapon down. Put the weapon down. I know I said the self-defense portion is over, but that was a perfect example. Obviously, in a real situation, as she's down, do not try to finish her. You're starting to get into murdering categories right there to finish it off. I see other targets at bay. I'm just going to add that in as an extra bonus. So let's see what kind of prep work I do. It might be rigged. Alright, I got some medical herbs. Looks like I can't pick that up yet. Not going to worry about that right now, so let's just engage just to close out the video. What I'm looking like. Alright, let's run it. Another thing to note, as you're holding this actual pistol, the actual elements of holding the actual pistol and lining the sight picture up and the sight alignment is actually realistic to the fact that your hand motions can actually affect your actual sight alignment and sight picture. The only thing that I would say is properly missing out of this situation is the context of the recoil, because your base weight, your base weight of the firearm is basically pretty much categorized off of the actual weight of the controller, and you have vibrations to simulate the actual recoil, which is fine, but it's not necessarily the exact replica. So if you're going to be using this platform for your own test purposes, which I'm going to do, certain weapons I'm going to have to go to the range first, especially if I want to keep that new and introductory feel to the concept of we'll head back to that house up here. The new introductory concept of how it feels with the actual recoil, and then bringing that experience to the actual virtual world. What's going to end up happening is that I'm going to have an immersive, even more experiences. I'm going to know how the recoil and things like that actually feel. But that gun is basically a 1911 style gun. I know how a 9mm feels with the Glock and other type weapons like my SR9 Ruger and things of this nature. So it's not really that much of an issue to understand the recoil or what to expect off of that weapon. All right, so just as a closing out, just want to show the immersiveness of what the game is like in context. If you're talking about really actually upgrading your training experience and just also VR virtual experience, once again, appreciate it. Secure management faculties where your mind is key before you unlock what is seen. Secure Agent Dreyfus. As usual, below, hit the tab, the description tab, and hit the sell your guns button if you have any guns that you want to sell or get rid of. I want to thank you. That's how we're going to leave that save option out for viewing this content and more of an immersive experience of this content and other training platforms that I'm going to leverage, along with going to the range and things like that. It's going to be coming. Like I said before on my update video, one of the update videos, I said more stuff is coming. The VR is definitely one of them. This is definitely set in here, ready to go. So now in full application, when I go out, we start hitting them training platforms up even more deeper besides the one I'm doing in private. When I do them engagements and start recording and things of this nature, things is going to start to slide up. And of course, we're going to work on the transparency and self-defense of yourself, your mind, your body, things of that, etc., and make you a stronger person along with myself. No need to stretch it out. Once again, much appreciated. And confirming that, all set.